Alright guys, welcome back to another video here on the Dividend Doggo Show on YouTube, and I'm bringing you into the portfolio for the weekly review, and we're going to take a look at the purchases that I made and the additions to the portfolio as a total, and we're going to see how the week ended up. This week was a pretty busy week for the market. There was some highs and lows. AppV had a little bit of news where they had a bit of a dip, but I don't really think that that's too much of a big shakeup, but that is definitely what is causing the portfolio to look a little bit negative here overall. So I do want to say thank you very much for the push over the 1,000 subscriber mark. That is pretty phenomenal for me, and I really do appreciate every single one of you who has liked, commented, and subscribed to the videos, and has continued to keep watching them as I progress in this dividend investment journey. So let's go through and let's take a look here. So you can obviously see that the week ended up pretty bleak there for AbbVie. They total were down about 6.6% return, $8,282.26. Will this come back up? I'm not sure if it'll come back up right away, but I don't think that the dip was really all that big. I'm not too worried about it. Finance also got hit pretty hard here. VST was up a little bit, up over the 19 mark, which is really nice. It's nice to see that position in the green. Other than that, across the board, it was very lightly green. Finance did have a little bit of a negative week. That was mainly off the back of JPM, Bank of America, being down pretty significantly here. And that's pretty much how my week went for the finance stocks. You know, with AbbVie going down a little bit, if you were going to dip your toes into the healthcare sector, you know, now might be a time for you to run some fundamentals on AbbVie and see if it meets the criteria for you to make a purchase in it. I did most of my buying of AbbVie when it was back in the 80s, so you know, I've had it for quite a while now in the portfolio. I think we're coming up pretty close to the 2-year mark. Overall, I still like that position. I think that they've got still got some pretty good wiggle room. I know that the Humira patent coming off will affect the stock a little bit, probably within a year, maybe a year and a half, but I overall think that they'll be able to replace a pretty significant chunk of that income. So let's dive into looking at what we did for purchases. Again, this week I did a purchase of Mo for $512.42. A chunk of this was dividends, so this money rolling forward, it did add, was that 10.10 shares to this position. So I think that right now I like where it's currently at, and I'm just going to slowly add a little bit more to that position, but not all that much more. I'm not super comfortable buying it up over 50. My cost basis was around 39 for Mo, and I think it's a little bit pricey here, but it's certainly less pricey than like buying SPY or something like that right now. So VLO is a gas oil company in the petrol sector. It basically is in the energy sector, and it's got a pretty high yield. I went ahead and added, this is just under 1 share. This was the dividend from the stock, so I just went ahead and grouped the dividend back in to add just over a half a share back into it. So overall, that doesn't really change that position all that much. I don't have a ton of money in it. It's about, what, $2,700 with that 40 added in. As you can see, it's just above my cost basis, so it's not a huge position, but I do want to keep adding a little bit more to it and build that up just slightly. This is a starting yield of almost 6% for the dividend income for it. So it's pretty wild. They also are paying off some debts and things like that. So I think Valero is one of the top ones next to Chevron, that if I was going to continue adding, I would only add to these two positions. Phillips 66 is just not as appealing to me. And eventually I might actually cut S&P and Phillips 66 overall. I might drop both of these positions and just roll them into Chevron and pull it up a little bit closer to BLO. And then EPD, I'm pretty happy with where this position's at. I might add a little bit more to this position in the future, but not currently any active plans. I'm just kind of watching those stocks right now and seeing how they're doing overall. Going forward, I do want to try to bring up the Coma money closer to the $100,000 mark. I want to bring that closer to in line with the rest of these top holdings, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there. I'm suspecting that because we have a short week for the holiday weekend coming up, that the market might be relatively chilled this week. I do want to talk about one other thing for the week, and that is I've finally crested over that $30,000 in earned dividends that have all rolled back into the portfolio over the course of 2 years, basically. August 6th, 2019 is when the Dividend Dogo Portfolio was started. So in just over 2 years, it has finally crested over that $30,000 mark, which is really exciting for me because that's an average of just under $15,000 a year. It did take me through the end of August to reach that point. But I do love seeing this vertical climb here, and you can see kind of where I've added significant chunks of money in, and I just want to keep growing this and see where this snowball takes me. It is really, really nice to see that number, and I'm very, very proud of that going forward. This portfolio should be earning a little over 22,000, almost 23,000 in income for the year for 2022. I'm going to try to boost that up to about 26, maybe 27,000, hopefully that it will earn for 2022. We've got a couple months left in the year here for me to try to add and sock away a little bit of money into the portfolio, and I'm pretty excited to get that done. I do want to thank everyone who has used the referral links. I believe that promotion is ending relatively soon here. So if you do want to collect the $50 for depositing 100 in M1, there will be a link down in the description for that. And I hope that you all have the best week you can possibly have, and have a great weekend going into this holiday weekend. Be safe, and tell someone that you love them. Have a great weekend, and thank you very much for watching.